90 to 95% of times, I will say I am sorry to my wife. I am not the one at fault. But why am I doing that? Does it mean I'm stupid? No, I am not stupid. I am doing that because I cherish the love that comes in the family. It is only through this love that peace and harmony can be crystallized. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Transforming Marriages with Uju Onwuzuli. I'm thrilled to be your host today as we explore a fundamental aspect very critical to fostering marital harmony. Are you ready? I am ready. Let's dive in. One of the most valuable pieces of advice I wished I received before my marriage would have been: you cannot simultaneously pursue being right and being in love. One must always give way to the other. The same way oil and water cannot mix together, the same way they are immiscible, that is also the same way you cannot pursue being right and being in love in your marriage. Reflecting on my own experience, having been married for more than 16 years, I remember my early days in marriage. I used to feel the urge to always prove to my wife that I am right. So, as a young man, as a boarding banker, I am always compelled to showcase how smart I am. I'm always compelled to prove my wife wrong. I never knew that I was doing something that would not help me in any way in my marriage. I never knew that I was building a foundation that will create marital disharmony. Because one pursuit is designed to cultivate, nurture, and build marital harmony, while the other pursuit is designed to blame spouses, is designed to find fault, and is designed to claim rights in marriages, thereby dismantling marital harmony. And I know that a lot of husbands today, a lot of wives today, their focus is to always prove their spouses wrong. And this is why I am here today to share with you how always claiming right in your marriage, how always trying to prove your spouse wrong in your marriage, how it can bring about a devastating impact in your marriage, how it can bring about a devastating moment in your marriage. So, this is what I want to share with you. The first thing, claiming right and always proving your spouse wrong will do is it will bring about constant conflict in your marriage, because you are always trying to prove yourself right. So when you have a discussion with your spouse, your goal is not to seek for solution. Your goal is to prove your spouse wrong. And when you are doing that, your spouse is also trying to prove him or herself right. So your inability to accept your errors, your inability to accept your mistake and own up to your mistake will always lead to a marital conflict. And this is why in many marriages today we have a lot of conflicts in them, because one party does not want to accept their mistakes. So instead of accepting their mistakes, they will want to prove their innocence. They want to prove themselves right, thereby bringing an avoidable conflicts into their marriage. And number two, it will lead to communication breakdown. The essence of communication is for two people to share their views and their ideas. But in this situation, someone else is trying hard not to get the other person heard. Someone else is trying hard to push his or her own views. Is trying hard to push his or her own perspectives, especially when they are not getting it right. They want to present it in a way that they will be right. So in so doing, you cannot have effective communication. And number three, it will create emotional distance. When you are always insisting on claiming rights, you will end up creating resentment in your marriage. And that resentment will lead to a distance in your communication, a distance in your connection. There will be an emotional barrier, all because someone is claiming right. And number four, there will be lack of compromise. What is the essence of marriage if there is no understanding and if there is no compromise? But in this situation, two people are not trying to seek a compromise. They are trying to tell the other person how wrong they are. They are not trying to focus on getting the solutions together. Their whole goal is to make sure that the other person is being proven wrong. They will not be able to reach compromise. They cannot come together to seek for a mutually benefiting solutions that can help the family to achieve the desired goal. And number five, it will lead to stagnation. Even in organization, they cannot win, they cannot succeed if there is a win-lose situation. The same applies to marriages. It leads to stagnation because the focus is not on building love. The focus is on getting someone to be blamed. What happens is that the spouse who wants to blame the other person, the spouse who is trying so hard to prove the other person wrong, might end up winning and the other person will lose. There's no way the losing party will want to work with the winning party. Something has to be done. And the only way to make sure that both spouses are building the family is by ensuring that they achieve a win-win situation. And this win-win situation cannot be achieved if someone is claiming rights. You can build a strong and happier marriage when the only thing you do is to prove your spouse wrong. I used to tell people 90 to 95% of times, I would say, I am sorry to my wife. I am not the one at fault. But why am I doing that? Does it mean I'm stupid? No, I am not stupid. I am doing that because I cherish the love that comes in the family. It is only through this love that peace and harmony can be crystallized. Why trying to prove your spouse wrong when you know it will end up creating a disharmony in your marriage. Let your focus be on building love. Let your focus be on cultivating and nurturing love. And because of that, you have to act in a way that will not show your spouse that you are all about making them to feel bad about themselves, especially when they have not gotten it right. Your role as a husband, your role as a wife is to help your spouse to get it better and not to heap the blame on them. And this is what a lot of couples do. When you do that, you end up creating this resentment that I talked about earlier. And when there is this resentment, there's no way you will create the harmony you will need in your home. So I urge you today, I urge all the couples today watching this video to refrain from pursuing being right in their marriage, but instead pursue being in love. It is through love that you can build the kind of home, the kind of family that you desire. Even the Holy Bible says that love covers multitude of sins. Let love be your guiding principle in your home. And when you are correcting your spouse, correct your spouse with love. And I used to tell couples, and not even only couples, I used to tell people, you can only get people to get things better when you come with the lens of love. When you show them that you care for them, you value their relationship regardless of what they have not gotten right. So I urge you today, are you to correct your spouse? Do that in love. You will gain more. They will be able to improve. They will be able to do better when you correct them in love. Let's leave this idea of claiming who is right or who is not. The family is not a law court. And there's no award that will be given to someone who happens to be right. Let the award go to the family. And the only way to achieve that is for everyone to pursue being in love and not being right. Because you cannot achieve that love when you are blaming your spouse, when you are trying to prove your spouse wrong. I urge you today to walk in love, correct in love, build in love. You will achieve more as opposed to focusing on who to blame in your marriage. I believe I have added value to you and your marriage. I equally believe I have added value to those that are yet to be married, because what they have learned here today will help them in their own marriages. So I urge you today, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share these videos to others. And also, do not forget to hit your notification bell so that you will not miss any of my transformative videos. Till I see you next, keep helping your spouse to be the best version of themselves and not the other way around. Enjoy the journey of your marriage.